Close your eyes and imagine the deepest silence you have ever known. Perhaps it was in a forest at midnight, when even the wind held its breath. Or maybe it was in your room as a child, lying still under warm blankets, listening to the soft rhythm of your own heartbeat. Now imagine a silence even deeper than that. A silence so complete that it stretches beyond the furthest star you could ever see. This is the silence of space itself. The vast emptiness between galaxies, where darkness reigns and nothing seems to exist. But here, in this profound emptiness, something extraordinary is happening. Something so gentle and quiet that it took scientists nearly a century to notice it. In the spaces where you might expect to find nothing at all, there lives a force more powerful than anything you can touch or see. This force has no weight. It makes no sound. It gives off no light. Yet it is slowly, steadily reshaping the entire universe. Scientists call it dark energy, though it is neither dark nor energy in any way you might imagine. It is something far more mysterious than that. Think of the air in your room right now. You cannot see it, but you know it is there because you breathe it. You feel it when the wind blows against your face. Dark energy is like that air, but instead of filling your room, it fills all of space itself. Every inch of emptiness, from the space between your fingers to the vast gulfs between distant galaxies. But unlike air, dark energy does something very strange. Instead of pulling things together, the way gravity does, dark energy pushes things apart. Very gently. Very slowly. But with unstoppable determination. Right now, as you lie in your bed, dark energy is at work all around you. It flows through your room, through your body, through every atom of everything you know. It is so gentle that you cannot feel it. Your body is held together by forces much stronger than dark energy's soft touch. But it is there, patient and persistent. This invisible force is writing the future of everything that exists. Every star in the night sky. Every planet orbiting those stars. Every galaxy spinning through the cosmic dark. All of them are slowly, steadily being pushed apart by this gentle, invisible hand. Imagine you are holding a balloon in your hands. As you blow more air into it, the balloon grows larger. The surface stretches. Any two dots you might draw on that balloon would move farther and farther apart, even though neither dot is actually moving across the surface. This is what dark energy does to space itself. It stretches the very fabric of reality. The universe is like that balloon. And dark energy is like the air being blown into it, causing everything to expand. But here is the truly remarkable part. The expansion is getting faster. Like someone blowing harder and harder into that cosmic balloon, dark energy seems to be growing stronger with time. Scientists discovered this amazing fact by studying the light from distant exploding stars. These stellar explosions, called supernovas, shine with a brightness that astronomers can measure. By comparing how bright these explosions appear to how bright they should appear, scientists can figure out how far away they are. What they found changed everything we thought we knew about the universe. The most distant stars, whose light has been traveling toward us for billions of years, are much farther away than they should be if the universe were expanding at a steady rate. This means the expansion of space itself has been speeding up over cosmic time. Something is pushing the universe apart with growing strength. That something is dark energy. But what exactly is dark energy? This is one of the greatest mysteries in all of science. We know it exists because we can see its effects. We know it makes up about 70% of everything in the universe. But we do not know what it actually is. Some scientists think dark energy might be a property of space itself. That empty space, rather than being truly empty, might have a kind of built-in energy. This energy would remain the same no matter how much space expands. So as the universe grows larger, there would be more space, and therefore more of this energy pushing things apart. Others think dark energy might be something that changes over time. A field of energy that flows through space like an invisible ocean. This field might grow stronger or weaker as the universe ages, changing the fate of everything that exists. The remarkable truth is that most of the universe is made of this mysterious force. When you look up at the night sky and see the stars, you are seeing less than 5% of what actually exists. The rest is hidden from your eyes. Dark matter, which we cannot see but which holds galaxies together, makes up about 25%. And dark energy makes up the remaining 70%. This means that the force gently pushing your universe apart right now is 3 times more abundant than all the stars, planets, and galaxies you could ever see. It fills the space around you more completely than anything else in existence. As you rest here in the quiet of your room, dark energy flows through you like an invisible river. It connects you to every distant galaxy, every far-off star, every planet orbiting in the cosmic dark. You are part of a universe where emptiness itself has become alive with possibility. And this gentle force might hold the key to the greatest question of all. If dark energy continues to grow stronger, what will happen to our universe? Will it expand forever, growing cold and dark as the stars burn out? Or might something even more extraordinary occur? Tonight, as sleep carries you into dreams, the universe continues its ancient dance with this invisible partner. Stars shine, galaxies turn, and in the vast spaces between them all, dark energy whispers its quiet song of transformation, preparing perhaps for changes we can barely imagine. Feel the rhythm of your breath right now. In and out, slow and steady. Your chest rises, then falls, in the most natural motion you know. This gentle breathing has been with you since your first moment of life. It will stay with you through every dream, every quiet night, every peaceful morning. Now imagine that the entire universe breathes just like you do. Not with lungs and air, but with space itself. The cosmos expands and contracts in a rhythm so vast and slow that a single breath takes billions of years to complete. Right now, as you lie still in the darkness, the universe is in the middle of a great inhale. It has been breathing in for nearly 14 billion years. Space itself grows larger with each cosmic heartbeat. Every galaxy, every star, every planet moves a little farther from every other, like molecules of air spreading through your lungs. But this cosmic breathing is different from yours in one remarkable way. While your breath moves air in and out of your body, the universe's breath creates more space itself. Imagine if each time you inhaled, your room became a little bigger. Your ceiling stretched higher. Your walls moved farther apart. This is what happens to space as the universe breathes. Scientists call this the expansion of the universe. But expansion makes it sound like something growing into empty space around it, like a balloon filling with air. That is not quite right. There is no empty space around the universe for it to grow into. Instead, space itself becomes more space. New distance appears between things that were once closer together. Think of it this way. Imagine you have a photograph that can magically stretch itself. As it grows larger, everything in the picture moves farther apart, but nothing actually moves across the photograph. The people in the picture do not walk to new positions. The trees do not uproot themselves. Instead, more photograph appears between them. This is how the universe expands. Galaxies do not fly through space away from each other. Instead, more space appears between them. They surf on the growing waves of space itself, carried apart by the expansion of everything that exists. You can see this cosmic breathing in the light that reaches your eyes from distant stars. When light travels from a far galaxy toward Earth, it must swim upstream through expanding space. Like a swimmer moving against a gentle current, the light waves get stretched as they travel. This stretching makes the light appear redder than it really is. The farther away a galaxy is, the more its light has been stretched by expanding space. The most distant galaxies appear so redshifted that their light has been stretched from visible colors into invisible infrared. These galaxies are like voices calling to us from the edge of the observable universe, their words made deeper by the journey through expanding space. But here is where the mystery deepens. When scientists first discovered that the universe was expanding, they expected this expansion to be slowing down over time. After all, gravity should be pulling everything back together, like a ball thrown into the air that eventually falls back down. Instead, they found something astounding. The expansion is getting faster. The universe's breath is becoming deeper and quicker with each cosmic moment. Something is pushing space apart with growing strength, overwhelming gravity's pull to bring things together. This is dark energy at work. Like an invisible wind filling the cosmic lungs, dark energy drives the acceleration of expansion. It makes the universe breathe faster and deeper as time goes on. Every cubic inch of empty space contains this mysterious energy, and as space expands, there is more empty space, which means more dark energy. Imagine blowing up a balloon, but instead of your breath getting tired and weak, it becomes stronger with each puff. The balloon expands faster and faster, not because you are blowing harder, but because the air inside somehow multiplies itself. This is what dark energy does to space. The strangest part is that this accelerating expansion is a recent development in cosmic history. For the first several billion years after the Big Bang, the universe's expansion was indeed slowing down, just as scientists expected. Gravity was winning the tug-of-war against expansion, gradually putting on the brakes. But as the universe grew larger and matter spread thinner, dark energy began to take control. Like a quiet voice that becomes louder as other sounds fade away, dark energy's influence grew stronger as gravity's grip weakened. About 5 billion years ago, dark energy became the dominant force shaping the universe's destiny. This means you are living in a special time. You exist during the era when the universe switched from slowing down to speeding up. From deceleration to acceleration. From gravity's rule to dark energy's reign. In the vast history of the cosmos, this transition happened recently, just before our solar system formed. As you breathe in your sleep tonight, you share this rhythm with the cosmos itself. Your gentle inhale and exhale mirrors the expansion that carries galaxies apart. But while your breathing stays steady and calm, the universe's breathing grows ever faster, driven by the mysterious force that fills all of space. Scientists wonder what this cosmic acceleration means for the future. Will the universe keep breathing faster and faster until something dramatic happens? Will the expansion eventually tear apart not just galaxies, but stars, planets, and even atoms themselves? Or might there be some cosmic exhale waiting in the distant future, when dark energy changes its nature and allows space to contract again? Could the universe's breathing eventually reverse, bringing everything back together in a great cosmic sigh? These questions touch the deepest mystery of existence itself. The gentle force that fills the emptiness between stars may hold the key to understanding not just where the universe is going, but where it came from and whether it might someday return there again. Tonight, as you drift toward sleep, feel your own breath connecting you to this cosmic rhythm, and wonder what secrets the expanding darkness might be preparing to reveal. Hold out your hand in the darkness of your room. Cup your palm as if you were trying to catch raindrops or hold water from a gentle stream. Now imagine that your hand is full of the most powerful force in the universe, yet you feel absolutely nothing. No weight. No pressure. No warmth or coolness. Nothing at all. This is what it would be like to hold dark energy in your hand. The force that is reshaping the entire cosmos would rest in your palm as light as air, as invisible as your thoughts, as weightless as the space between your fingers. Weight is something you understand deeply. Every morning when you step out of bed, you feel your body pull toward the floor. When you pick up a book, your muscles work against the weight of paper and ink. When you pour water into a glass, you feel the liquid's mass tugging downward in your grasp. Everything you have ever touched has weight because everything you can touch is made of matter. Matter is made of atoms, and atoms have mass. Mass is what gives things weight when gravity pulls on them. The more mass something has, the more it weighs, the more gravity can grip it. But dark energy is not made of matter. It has no atoms, no particles, no substance you could ever touch or hold. It exists in a realm beyond the physical things your senses can detect. Yet somehow, this weightless phantom controls the fate of everything that does have weight. Think of the wind on a summer day. You cannot see the wind itself, only its effects. You see leaves dancing, feel the air moving against your skin, watch clouds drift across the sky. The wind has no color, no shape you can define, yet it can bend trees and fill the sails of ships. Dark energy is like that wind, but far more mysterious. You cannot feel it or see its effects directly. It does not bend trees or move clouds. Instead, it bends space itself. It moves galaxies like the wind moves leaves, so gently that individual stars do not even notice. Only over vast distances and enormous spans of time can you see what dark energy accomplishes. Scientists have spent decades trying to understand how something with no weight can be so powerful. How can nothing overpower everything? How can emptiness defeat gravity, the force that holds planets in orbit and keeps your feet on the ground? The answer lies in a strange truth about the universe. Space itself is not truly empty. Even in the darkest void between galaxies, where no matter exists for millions of light years, space still has properties. It can curve and bend. It can expand and stretch. And it can contain energy. Imagine a perfectly clear lake on a windless day. The water looks empty, transparent, as if nothing is there at all. But if you drop a stone into that lake, ripples spread outward in perfect circles. The water carries those ripples from where the stone landed to the distant shores. The transparent water, which seemed like nothing, proves it can hold and carry energy. Space is like that clear water. It looks empty, but it can hold energy and carry it everywhere. This energy does not need particles or atoms to exist. It is woven into the fabric of space itself, like patterns embroidered into invisible cloth. But unlike the energy you know, which moves from place to place, dark energy seems to stay the same everywhere and at all times. It does not flow like water or blow like wind. It simply exists, uniformly filling every cubic inch of space with the same mysterious presence. Here is the remarkable part. As space expands, you might expect dark energy to spread thinner, like butter scraped over more and more bread. But that is not what happens. As space grows, more dark energy appears to fill the new space. The total amount of dark energy in the universe keeps growing, even though no one is adding it and nothing is creating it from anything else. This violates everything you might expect about how the universe works. When you stretch a rubber band, it gets thinner. When you pour juice into a larger glass, the same amount of juice reaches a lower level. But dark energy behaves differently. Stretch space, and more dark energy appears to fill it. Scientists call this constant density. No matter how much the universe expands, each cubic inch of space contains exactly the same amount of dark energy as it always has. This property makes dark energy grow more powerful over time, because there are more cubic inches of space, each filled with the same amount of this mysterious energy. Think of it as an invisible crowd that never gets smaller, no matter how much room it spreads into. If a theater doubles in size, a normal crowd would spread out and seem less dense. But an invisible crowd of dark energy would somehow double its members, keeping the same density while becoming twice as influential. This is why dark energy has become the dominant force in the universe. Early in cosmic history, when space was smaller, there was less total dark energy. Matter and gravity controlled what happened. But as space expanded and more dark energy appeared, this weightless force gradually overpowered gravity's grip. The strangest thing of all is that dark energy seems to push against itself. Gravity pulls things together, that is why you stay on the ground and why planets orbit stars. But dark energy has the opposite effect. It pushes space apart, creating more space, which contains more dark energy, which pushes even harder. It is like a river that grows stronger as it flows, fed by invisible springs that appear wherever the river needs them. The more the river flows, the more water appears to keep it flowing faster. This self-reinforcing nature of dark energy means that its influence will only grow stronger with time. As the universe expands, more dark energy appears, causing faster expansion, which creates even more space for even more dark energy. The phantom force feeds on its own success. Yet despite its growing power, dark energy remains gentle in its touch. It does not rip apart your body or tear apart atoms. Its push is so mild that much stronger forces easily overcome it on small scales. Only across the vast distances between galaxies does its influence become clear. You are swimming in an ocean of dark energy right now, yet you feel nothing. It flows through your room, through your body, through every atom of everything you know. Like a ghost passing through walls, it moves through all matter without interacting, without leaving any trace except for its gradual reshaping of space itself. Perhaps the most profound mystery is why dark energy has exactly the strength it does. If it were much stronger, it would have torn apart galaxies before stars could form. If it were much weaker, gravity would have collapsed the universe long ago. Instead, it has precisely the right strength to allow a universe where both stars and expansion can exist together. As you rest in your bed, surrounded by this invisible ocean of weightless power, you might wonder what other forces move through your world without revealing themselves, what other phantoms shape your reality from beyond the reach of your senses. Picture a quiet room in early morning light. Paper scattered across a wooden desk. A gentle man with wild hair and kind eyes, staring out the window at the world beyond. His mind dances with numbers and equations, trying to understand the deepest secrets of reality itself. This is Albert Einstein in 1917, wrestling with ideas that would change how humans see the universe forever. He has just finished writing down the most beautiful equations in all of science. Equations that describe how space and time bend around stars and planets. How gravity works not as a pulling force, but as curves in the fabric of everything that exists. But there is a problem with his equations. A mystery that keeps him awake at night, walking the floors of his study, searching for an answer that feels just beyond his reach. According to his new theory, the universe should be changing. Either growing larger or shrinking smaller. Space itself should be expanding or contracting, carrying all the stars and galaxies along with it. But everyone in Einstein's time believes the universe is perfectly still. Eternal and unchanging. The same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Einstein trusts his mathematics, but he also trusts what other scientists observe. So he makes a choice that will haunt him for the rest of his life. He adds something to his equations. Something small and subtle. A term that will hold the universe perfectly still. He calls it the cosmological constant. A number that represents energy built into empty space itself. Energy that pushes outward just enough to balance gravity's inward pull. Like two children of equal strength pulling on opposite ends of a rope, neither able to move the other. Think of it as a cosmic spring hidden in every inch of space. This spring pushes gently against gravity's squeeze, keeping the universe from expanding or contracting. Maintaining perfect balance. Perfect stillness. Einstein writes down this constant with careful precision. He uses the Greek letter lambda to represent it. A simple symbol for a profound idea. The notion that nothingness itself might contain energy. That empty space might not be truly empty after all. But even as he writes it down, Einstein feels uneasy. The cosmological constant feels artificial to him. Like a patch sewn onto a beautiful garment to cover an unwanted tear. It works, but it does not feel right. It does not feel natural or elegant. For years, Einstein carries this discomfort like a stone in his shoe. His equations describe a universe held in perfect balance by mysterious energy in empty space. But his heart tells him the universe should be simpler, more natural, more beautiful than this artificial balance allows. Then, in the 1920s, everything changes. A young astronomer named Edwin Hubble peers through the largest telescope on Earth and makes an extraordinary discovery. The universe is not standing still after all. It is expanding. Growing larger with each passing moment. Galaxies are moving away from each other, carried apart by the stretching of space itself. Einstein learns of this discovery and feels both joy and regret. Joy, because his original equations were right. The universe does change with time, just as his mathematics predicted. But regret, because he had not trusted his own beautiful theory. He had added the cosmological constant unnecessarily, creating artificial balance where natural change belonged. Einstein calls the cosmological constant his greatest blunder. He removes it from his equations, allowing the universe to expand naturally under the influence of its own matter and energy. For decades, the constant disappears from serious scientific discussion. A footnote in the history of a great man's moment of doubt. But ideas in science are like seeds. Even when buried and forgotten, they sometimes sprout years later in unexpected places. Einstein's discarded constant lay dormant in old textbooks and dusty papers, waiting for the right moment to bloom again. That moment came in 1998, nearly 40 years after Einstein's death. Scientists studying distant exploding stars made a discovery that shook the foundations of everything they thought they knew. The universe was not just expanding. It was expanding faster and faster, accelerating like a car with its gas pedal pressed to the floor. Something was pushing space apart with growing strength. Something invisible and powerful. Something that acted exactly like Einstein's cosmological constant. The discarded idea suddenly became the most important concept in all of cosmology. Scientists realized that Einstein's intuition had been deeper than even he knew. Empty space does contain energy. The universe is filled with a mysterious force that pushes against gravity's pull. The cosmological constant was not a blunder after all. It was a glimpse into the true nature of reality. Today, we call this force dark energy. But it behaves in exactly the way Einstein's constant predicted. It fills all of space uniformly. It remains the same strength everywhere and at all times. It pushes the universe apart with gentle, relentless pressure. Einstein had imagined this energy as something that would keep the universe perfectly still. Instead, it makes the universe expand faster and faster. The constant he thought would create balance actually drives eternal change. The spring he imagined would hold things in place actually pushes everything apart. This is one of the most beautiful ironies in the history of science. Einstein added the cosmological constant to stop the universe from changing. But the force he described is the very thing that makes the universe change more dramatically than anyone ever imagined. In his quiet study, Einstein had written down the mathematics of dark energy decades before anyone knew it existed. He had described the force that shapes the destiny of every star, every galaxy, every planet in the cosmos. His equations contained the secret of cosmic acceleration, waiting patiently to be understood. Scientists now know that Einstein's cosmological constant represents about 70% of all the energy in the universe. The force he dismissed as his greatest mistake is actually the dominant influence on cosmic evolution. The idea he abandoned in embarrassment has become the key to understanding everything. Einstein died in 1955, never knowing that his discarded constant would be reborn as the greatest mystery in modern physics. Never knowing that his moment of doubt had actually been a moment of profound insight. Never knowing that his equations had captured something so subtle and important that it would take humanity another half-century to recognize its significance. Tonight, as you rest in the darkness, Einstein's equations continue their work. They describe how space curves around your sleeping form, how time flows differently in the gravity well of Earth, and how dark energy, Einstein's reborn constant, pushes the universe toward a future he could never have imagined. The gentle man with wild hair had dreamed of a universe filled with hidden energy in empty space, and though he never knew it, his dream had quietly become reality, waiting decades for the universe itself to reveal the profound truth he had glimpsed in his equations. Imagine a warm summer night when you were young. You lie on soft grass in your backyard, looking up at the endless dark sky. Fireflies begin to dance around you, tiny points of light blinking on and off in the gathering dusk. Some flash close by, bright and clear. Others twinkle in the distance, their light softer and more mysterious. Now picture the entire universe as that summer evening. But instead of fireflies, you see galaxies. Billions of them scattered across the cosmic dark, each one containing hundreds of billions of stars. Like those childhood fireflies, some galaxies shine nearby, their light reaching your eyes in just a few million years. Others flicker from distances so vast that their light has been traveling toward you since before Earth was born. Each galaxy tells a story through its light. And in 1998, two teams of scientists discovered that these cosmic fireflies were telling the most surprising story anyone had ever heard. The scientists were studying a special type of exploding star called a Type Ia supernova. These stellar explosions are like cosmic lighthouses. When a certain type of white dwarf star gathers too much material from a nearby companion, it explodes with tremendous power. The explosion always releases nearly the same amount of energy, making these supernovas perfect for measuring distances across the universe. Think of these explosions as standardized candles burning in the cosmic night. Just as you can tell how far away a candle is by how dim or bright it appears, scientists can measure how far away a galaxy is by how dim or bright its supernova appears. The dimmer the explosion looks, the farther away it must be. But these cosmic candles revealed something completely unexpected. When the scientists measured supernovas in very distant galaxies, they found something that made no sense according to everything they thought they knew about the universe. The most distant supernovas appeared much dimmer than they should have. This meant they were much farther away than expected. But how could that be possible? Imagine you are watching those fireflies again, but this time you notice something strange. The fireflies that flashed a long time ago appear to be farther away than they should be, based on how long their light took to reach you. It is as if the fireflies had been moving away from you, but not at a steady speed. Instead, they had been moving away faster and faster as time went on. This is exactly what the distant supernovas revealed about galaxies. The light from these explosions had been traveling through space for billions of years. During that incredibly long journey, space itself had been expanding. But the expansion had not been steady. It had been speeding up. The galaxies that exploded long ago had been carried away by accelerating expansion. By the time their light reached Earth, they were much farther away than anyone expected. The universe had been stretching faster and faster, like a balloon being inflated by someone who keeps blowing harder and harder. This discovery shocked the scientific world. Everyone expected the expansion of the universe to be slowing down over time. After all, gravity should be putting the brakes on expansion, gradually pulling everything back together. Instead, something was pressing harder and harder on the cosmic gas pedal. The scientists had discovered dark energy in action. They had caught the universe in the act of accelerating its own expansion. The mysterious force that fills empty space was revealing itself through the light of distant dying stars. To understand how remarkable this discovery was, imagine you throw a ball up into the air. You expect gravity to slow the ball down until it stops and falls back to your hand. But instead, you watch in amazement as the ball flies upward faster and faster, as if some invisible force is pushing it away from Earth with growing strength. This is what the universe has been doing for the past 5 billion years. Instead of slowing down under gravity's influence, cosmic expansion has been speeding up under dark energy's invisible push. The evidence came from studying dozens of these distant supernovas. Each one told the same story. Each one appeared dimmer than expected, farther than expected, carried away by faster than expected expansion. The pattern was clear and undeniable. Scientists call this cosmic acceleration. It means that galaxies are moving away from each other at an ever-increasing rate. The space between galaxy clusters grows larger and larger, and that growth itself grows faster with each passing cosmic moment. You can see this acceleration written in the light that reaches your eyes from distant galaxies. When light travels from a far galaxy toward Earth, the expanding space stretches the light waves, making them redder. The faster space expands during the light's journey, the redder the light becomes. The most distant galaxies, whose light has traveled the longest, show the effects of this acceleration most clearly. Their light has been stretched and reddened by billions of years of accelerating expansion. They appear to us as they were when the universe was young, but their light bears the signature of all the acceleration that happened during its long journey to your eyes. What makes this discovery even more amazing is that it means you are living at a special time in cosmic history. For most of the universe's existence, gravity was the dominant force. Matter and radiation controlled how fast space expanded. But about 5 billion years ago, just before our solar system formed, dark energy took control. You exist during the era of cosmic acceleration. You live in a universe where dark energy has become the dominant force, pushing galaxies apart with ever-increasing strength. In the vast timeline of cosmic history, this transition from deceleration to acceleration happened recently. If you could watch the universe's expansion like a movie, you would see it start fast after the Big Bang, then gradually slow down for about 9 billion years as gravity worked to pull things together. Then, around 5 billion years ago, the movie would show expansion beginning to speed up again as dark energy overcame gravity's influence. This cosmic movie is still playing. Right now, tonight, as you rest in your bed, dark energy continues to push the universe apart faster and faster. Every second that passes, the space between distant galaxy clusters grows a little larger. Every minute that goes by, that growth happens a little faster than the minute before. The distant galaxies, like cosmic fireflies dancing in the summer night of space, continue their accelerating dance away from each other. Their light carries the news of this acceleration across billions of years, bringing you messages from the deep past about the force that shapes the future. And in that light, scientists are beginning to see hints of even stranger possibilities, whispers of what might happen if this acceleration continues, or if dark energy itself might someday change in ways that could transform the very fabric of reality. Close your eyes and feel the mattress beneath your body. Feel how it curves slightly under your weight, creating a gentle depression where you lie. Your body rests in this soft hollow, supported by the fabric that shapes itself around your presence. Now imagine that all of reality is like that mattress. Not just the space in your room, but every inch of the universe. An invisible fabric that can bend, stretch, and curve. A cosmic mattress that supports everything that exists. This is not just imagination. This is how the universe actually works. Space and time are woven together into a single, invisible tapestry that scientists call space-time. And just as your body creates curves in your mattress, every star, planet, and galaxy creates curves in this cosmic fabric. The fabric of space-time is more real than the bed you sleep on, yet you cannot touch it or see it directly. It exists all around you, through you, within every breath you take. It flows like water, bends like cloth, ripples like the surface of a quiet pond. Einstein discovered this fabric over a century ago, but even today it feels like magic. He realized that what we call gravity is not really a force pulling objects together. Instead, gravity is the curvature of space-time itself. Mass and energy create valleys and hills in this invisible landscape, and objects simply follow the natural paths through these curves. Think of a marble rolling across a stretched rubber sheet. If the sheet is perfectly flat, the marble rolls in a straight line. But if you place a heavy ball on the sheet, it creates a depression. Now when the marble rolls nearby, it curves around the depression, following the bent shape of the rubber. This is exactly how planets orbit the Sun. Earth is like that marble, following the curved path created by the Sun's mass in space-time. The Sun does not reach out and grab Earth with invisible hands. Instead, the Sun's presence bends space-time, and Earth simply follows the natural curve of that bent reality. But space-time is far more subtle and beautiful than any rubber sheet. It can twist and spiral. It can stretch and compress. It can ripple with waves that carry energy across the cosmos. And flowing through this magnificent fabric, like a gentle current in an invisible ocean, moves dark energy. Dark energy does not just fill the spaces between stars and galaxies. It is woven into the very structure of space-time itself. It flows through the fabric of reality like water through cloth, affecting every thread, every fiber, every point where space and time intersect. Imagine a vast tapestry hanging in an art museum. From a distance, you see the complete picture, the overall pattern and design. But if you look closely, you can see individual threads, each one contributing to the whole. Some threads are bright, others dark. Some create the foreground, others the background. Space-time is like that tapestry. From far away, you see galaxies and stars, the large-scale structure of the universe. But woven into every thread of this cosmic tapestry is dark energy. It does not create visible patterns like matter and light do. Instead, it influences how the entire tapestry hangs, how it stretches, how it changes over time. This invisible current affects space and time differently. In space, dark energy pushes outward, creating more room between galaxies. But its effect on time is more subtle. Dark energy influences how quickly time flows in different regions of the universe, creating tiny variations in the cosmic clock. You are swimming in this ocean of space-time right now. Every cell of your body exists within its flowing currents. The atoms that make up your skin, your bones, your beating heart, all rest within folds and curves of this invisible fabric. The space between your thoughts, the time between your heartbeats, all exist within its gentle embrace. The remarkable thing is that space-time is not separate from the things it contains. You are not simply placed within it like a fish in water. Instead, you are part of it. Your mass creates tiny curves in space-time around your body. Your presence matters to the fabric of reality itself. When you breathe in, you slightly change the distribution of matter in your local region of space-time. When your heart beats, it creates microscopic ripples in the fabric around you. When you dream, the electrical patterns in your brain contribute to the energy density that shapes space-time in your room. These effects are incredibly small, far too tiny for you to notice. But they are real. You are not just a passive observer of the cosmic tapestry. You are one of its threads, actively participating in the weaving of reality itself. Dark energy flows through this personal space-time around your body just as it flows through the space between galaxies. The same mysterious current that pushes distant star systems apart moves gently through the fabric that surrounds your sleeping form. It connects you to the largest processes in the universe. Scientists are still learning how dark energy interacts with the fabric of space-time. They know it causes the cosmic tapestry to stretch faster and faster. They know it makes space grow larger while keeping its energy density constant. But they do not yet understand the deeper mechanics of how this happens. Some think dark energy might be a fundamental property of space-time itself. Like the color blue is fundamental to a blue thread, dark energy might be fundamental to the fabric of reality. Remove the thread, and the blue disappears. Remove space-time, and dark energy disappears. Others believe dark energy might be something flowing through space-time, like water flowing through cloth. In this view, the cosmic fabric could exist without dark energy, but dark energy needs the fabric to flow through. The current shapes how the tapestry behaves, but it is not part of the tapestry's essential nature. These questions touch the deepest mysteries of existence. What is space? What is time? Are they separate things woven together, or different aspects of a single, more fundamental reality? And what role does dark energy play in the basic architecture of everything that exists? As you rest in your bed tonight, you lie within curves of space-time created by Earth's mass. You experience time flowing at a rate determined by your position in Earth's gravitational well. Dark energy flows around you and through you, participating in the cosmic expansion that carries distant galaxies further away with each passing moment. The fabric beneath your dreams holds secrets about the nature of reality itself, and within its invisible threads, dark energy whispers possibilities about transformation that reaches far beyond what any single thread can comprehend. Picture yourself standing at the edge of the ocean on a quiet morning. The waves roll gently toward shore, and as they break, they create foam. White bubbles appear and disappear in the churning water. Each bubble exists for just a moment before popping back into the sea that created it. Now imagine shrinking yourself down. Smaller than a grain of sand. Smaller than the tiniest ant. Smaller than any living cell. Keep shrinking until you are smaller than atoms, smaller than the particles that make atoms, smaller than anything anyone has ever seen. At this incredibly tiny scale, something magical happens. Space itself begins to bubble and froth like that ocean foam. But instead of water creating bubbles, it is the very fabric of reality that bubbles and churns. Scientists call this the quantum foam, and it may hold the secret to dark energy itself. In these impossibly small spaces, the normal rules that govern your everyday world stop working. Here, at the quantum level, uncertainty reigns. Particles can appear out of nothing and disappear back into nothing. Energy can be borrowed from nowhere and paid back so quickly that the universe never notices the debt. These borrowed particles are called virtual particles. They are like ghost visitors that appear at a party for just an instant before vanishing again. They exist in the spaces between the spaces, in the pauses between moments, in dimensions so small that they exist beneath the foundation of everything you can touch or see. Think of empty space like a perfectly calm lake at midnight. From the surface, it looks completely still and peaceful. But dive down into the depths, and you might find currents and movements invisible from above. The quantum foam is like those deep currents, hidden beneath the smooth surface of what appears to be empty space. These virtual particles come in pairs, like dance partners at a cosmic ballet. An electron appears alongside its partner, a positron. A photon of light materializes with its companion. They dance together for an incredibly brief moment, then embrace and disappear back into the void that created them. The dance happens everywhere. Right now, as you rest in your bed, billions upon billions of virtual particles are appearing and disappearing in the space around you. In the air you breathe, in the space between your fingers, even in the tiny gaps between the atoms that make up your body. This constant creation and destruction of virtual particles creates something remarkable. Each pair, during its brief existence, contributes a tiny amount of energy to space itself. When the particles disappear, they leave behind a whisper of that energy, like an echo that never quite fades away. Scientists believe this leftover energy from virtual particles might be the source of dark energy. All those quantum bubbles, all that foam in the fabric of space-time, might be creating the mysterious force that pushes the universe apart. Imagine a pot of water beginning to boil. At first, the water looks calm. But as heat builds, tiny bubbles form at the bottom. These bubbles rise to the surface and release their energy into the air. The quantum foam works similarly, but instead of releasing steam, it releases the energy that becomes dark energy. The mathematics behind this idea are beautiful and elegant. When scientists add up all the energy from virtual particles throughout space, they get a number that could explain the cosmic acceleration. The quantum foam provides a natural source for the mysterious force that shapes the universe's destiny. But there is a puzzle. When scientists do the calculations precisely, they get far too much energy. The quantum foam, according to their equations, should create enough dark energy to tear apart every atom in the universe almost instantly. Yet our universe expands gently, not catastrophically. This puzzle is called the cosmological constant problem. It suggests that our understanding of quantum foam is incomplete. Perhaps some mechanism cancels out most of the energy from virtual particles, leaving behind just the right amount to drive cosmic acceleration. Or perhaps dark energy comes from a different source entirely, and the quantum foam energy is hidden in ways we do not yet understand. The mystery deepens when you consider the scale of these quantum effects. The virtual particles dance at the Planck length, a distance so small that if you made a proton the size of our solar system, the Planck length would be about the size of a marble. At this unimaginably tiny scale, space and time themselves might bubble and foam. Some scientists think that at the Planck scale, the smooth fabric of space-time that you experience becomes rough and grainy. Like a sandy beach that looks smooth from far away but reveals individual grains when you look closely, space-time might be made of discrete, tiny pieces rather than being perfectly continuous. In this grainy view of reality, dark energy might emerge from the way these tiny pieces of space-time interact with each other. Each grain contributes its small share of energy, and when you add up all the grains in the observable universe, you get the dark energy that drives cosmic expansion. The quantum foam connects the smallest possible scales to the largest possible effects. The dance of virtual particles in spaces smaller than atoms influences the motion of galaxies separated by billions of light-years. The creation and destruction happening in the gaps between your thoughts affects the expansion of space itself. This connection between the incredibly small and the unimaginably large is one of the most beautiful aspects of modern physics. The universe reveals itself as a unified whole, where quantum whispers in the void can become the cosmic songs that shape the destiny of everything. As you breathe quietly in the darkness, quantum foam bubbles around you and through you. Virtual particles appear in the spaces between your atoms, dance their brief dance, and disappear, leaving behind tiny contributions to the dark energy that fills all of space. Perhaps your dreams tonight will take you to that quantum realm, where reality bubbles like sea foam and particles dance in and out of existence, creating the invisible currents that push galaxies apart and write the future of the cosmos in the language of pure possibility. But the quantum foam may be only part of the story, For some scientists believe dark energy might flow through space like a river of invisible force, carrying with it the power to transform not just the expansion of the universe, but the very nature of cosmic evolution itself. Imagine walking through a vast meadow on a warm afternoon. The grass sways gently around you, moved by currents of air you cannot see. The wind flows across the landscape, touching everything, carrying seeds from distant flowers, bringing the scent of rain from clouds on the horizon. You feel this invisible river of air against your skin. It moves through your hair, fills your lungs, connects you to forests and mountains thousands of miles away. The wind is everywhere, flowing through everything, yet you cannot hold it in your hands or see it directly. Now imagine that all of space is filled with something similar to that wind. Not air, but an invisible field that flows through every inch of the universe. A cosmic current that touches every star, every planet, every atom. Scientists call this possibility quintessence, named after the fifth element that ancient Greek philosophers believed filled the heavens. This quintessence field is different from the quantum foam we explored before. Instead of bubbling and frothing at the tiniest scales, quintessence flows smoothly and gracefully across cosmic distances. Like a great river with tributaries reaching into every valley, this field might extend tendrils into every corner of space. The beautiful thing about quintessence is that it can change over time. Unlike Einstein's cosmological constant, which stays exactly the same strength forever, a quintessence field can grow stronger or weaker as the universe ages. It can speed up or slow down cosmic expansion depending on how it evolves. Think of this field like the current of a river that flows through different landscapes. In some places, the river runs swift and strong, rushing through narrow channels. In other places, it spreads wide and shallow, moving slowly through peaceful meadows. The same river, but with different strengths in different regions. Quintessence might behave similarly across cosmic time. Early in the universe's history, when space was smaller and matter was denser, the field might have flowed gently, barely affecting cosmic expansion. But as space grew larger and matter spread thinner, the field could have begun flowing stronger, gradually taking control from gravity. This dynamic nature makes quintessence particularly interesting to scientists. It offers the possibility that dark energy is not just a simple constant force, but something more complex and alive. A cosmic field that responds to the changing conditions of the universe around it. You can imagine quintessence as a living current that flows through the space around your sleeping body right now. Unlike the empty, lifeless void that space might appear to be, this field fills every cubic inch with potential for change. It connects your room to distant galaxies through invisible threads of flowing energy. The field might carry information, like that wind carrying the scent of distant places. As quintessence flows through regions where stars are born, it might be influenced by their energy. As it passes through areas where galaxies cluster together, their gravity might shape how the field behaves. As it moves through vast empty spaces between galaxy clusters, it might change in response to that emptiness. Some scientists think quintessence might even interact weakly with matter and light. Not strongly enough to affect your daily life, but just enough to leave subtle traces in the cosmic background radiation, the afterglow of the Big Bang that still fills space today. This interaction could explain why dark energy has exactly the right strength to allow both stars and cosmic expansion to exist. If quintessence responds to the matter around it, the field might naturally adjust its strength to maintain a delicate balance between expansion and structure formation. Imagine a river that somehow knows how fast to flow to keep the landscape around it healthy. Too fast, and it would wash away all the soil and plants. Too slow, and it would become stagnant and lifeless. Quintessence might be like such a wise river, flowing at just the right speed to allow a universe where both growth and stability can coexist. The field might also explain why cosmic acceleration began when it did, about 5 billion years ago. As the universe expanded and cooled, conditions might have reached a point where quintessence naturally became more influential. Like a river that changes course when the landscape around it shifts, the field might have responded to the changing cosmic environment. Different versions of quintessence behave in different ways. Some models suggest the field rolls slowly down hills of energy, like a ball rolling down a gentle slope. As it rolls, it releases energy that drives cosmic acceleration. Other models propose that the field oscillates back and forth, like a pendulum swinging through space, sometimes pushing expansion faster, sometimes allowing it to slow down. One particularly intriguing possibility is that quintessence might be approaching a critical point in its evolution. Like a river approaching a waterfall, the field might be building toward a moment of dramatic change. This change could alter not just the rate of cosmic expansion, but the fundamental nature of space and time themselves. Some scientists speculate that quintessence might even reverse its effect someday. If the field changes enough, it could switch from pushing space apart to pulling it back together. This would cause cosmic expansion to slow down, stop, and eventually reverse, bringing all the galaxies back together in what scientists call the Big Crunch. But quintessence offers other possibilities too. The field might continue strengthening, driving ever faster expansion until space itself stretches so rapidly that it tears apart stars, planets, and eventually atoms themselves. This scenario, called the Big Rip, would be the ultimate triumph of dark energy over all other forces. Or perhaps quintessence might find a middle path, driving expansion to a steady rate that continues forever but never becomes catastrophically fast. In this scenario, the universe would expand eternally, but gently, allowing new structures to form even as old ones drift apart. The remarkable thing about all these possibilities is that they depend on the detailed behavior of a field you cannot see or feel directly. Yet this invisible current, if it exists, determines the ultimate fate of everything that has ever existed or ever will exist. As you rest tonight, imagine quintessence as a gentle cosmic wind flowing through your dreams. Feel it connecting you to the birth of stars in distant nebulae, to the dance of galaxies across the cosmic web, to the mysterious future that awaits all of creation. This flowing field might carry within its currents not just energy, but information about cosmic destiny itself, and perhaps even the seeds of transformation that could one day reshape the very foundations of reality in ways we are only beginning to imagine. Imagine watching a flower in your garden through an entire season. In spring, you see the first green shoots pushing through dark soil. In summer, bright petals unfold in the warm sunshine. In autumn, the petals fall and the leaves turn golden. In winter, the plant seems to disappear entirely, leaving only bare earth behind. But beneath that cold soil, something waits. Seeds rest in the darkness, holding within themselves the potential for next year's garden. What looked like an ending was actually a preparation for renewal. The universe might tell a similar story on a scale so vast it makes your garden season seem like single heartbeats. Right now, you live during the universe's springtime, when stars shine brightly and galaxies dance across the cosmic dark. But if dark energy continues to grow stronger, this cosmic spring will eventually give way to other seasons. The first sign of change will be subtle, so gentle you might not notice it for billions of years. Dark energy will continue pushing galaxies apart, making the spaces between them larger and larger. The night sky will gradually grow darker as distant galaxies disappear beyond the horizon of what you can see. Our own Milky Way galaxy will become an island universe, surrounded by growing emptiness. The familiar constellations will remain, held together by gravity stronger than dark energy's gentle push. But beyond our galactic shores, the cosmic ocean will stretch into ever deeper solitude. As eons pass, dark energy will grow more powerful. Like a river that starts as a gentle stream but becomes a rushing torrent, this invisible force will begin affecting smaller and smaller structures. First, it will pull apart galaxy clusters. Then, it will separate individual galaxies within those clusters. Imagine watching a flock of birds in flight. At first, they move together as one graceful unit. But if some invisible wind grew stronger and stronger, you might see the flock begin to stretch. Individual birds would struggle to keep up with their companions. Eventually, each bird would be blown apart from the others, flying alone through an empty sky. This is what might happen to galaxies if dark energy continues strengthening. The Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest large neighbor, currently moves toward us through space. In about 4 billion years, it will merge with the Milky Way in a slow, beautiful cosmic dance. But in a universe dominated by accelerating dark energy, such meetings would become impossible. If dark energy grows powerful enough, even our own galaxy might begin to unravel. The outer stars would be the first to go, carried away by expanding space like leaves blown from a tree in an autumn storm. Slowly, patiently, dark energy would work its way inward, taking star after star until even our solar system stood alone in the cosmic dark. But the unraveling might not stop there. In the most extreme scenario, called the Big Rip, dark energy would eventually overcome all the forces that hold things together. About 20 billion years from now, if this scenario proves true, space would expand so rapidly that it would tear apart the solar system itself. First, the outer planets would be carried away from the Sun. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune would drift into the growing darkness between star systems. Then Mars would follow, and eventually even Earth would be pulled from its orbit, leaving the Sun to shine alone in empty space. The expansion would accelerate further. Within months of Earth's departure from the solar system, dark energy would overcome the forces holding Earth together. The planet would dissolve into its component parts, scattered across expanding space like dust blown by an invisible wind. But even this would not be the end. In the final moments before the Big Rip, space would expand so rapidly that it would tear apart atoms themselves. The very building blocks of matter would be stretched beyond their ability to hold together. Electrons would be pulled away from their nuclei. Protons and neutrons would be separated. Even the smallest particles would be isolated in pockets of space that grow larger faster than light itself could travel between them. At this moment, everything you have ever known would return to a state simpler than the primordial soup from which it came. Every star, every planet, every living thing, every thought, every dream would be reduced to individual particles floating alone in an infinitely expanding void. This might sound terrifying, like the ultimate victory of emptiness over everything meaningful. But perhaps it is something else entirely. Perhaps it is the universe preparing for its next phase of existence, like that flower returning to seeds beneath the winter soil. In this view, the Big Rip would not be destruction but transformation. The universe would return to a state of pure potential, filled with energy and space but unburdened by the complex structures that currently define reality. From this blank canvas, new possibilities might emerge. Some scientists speculate that the extreme conditions of a Big Rip might trigger the birth of a new universe. The violent expansion might create quantum fluctuations so powerful that they generate new regions of space-time. Baby universes might bud off from our dying cosmos, each one beginning its own journey through cosmic evolution. Others suggest that the unraveling might reverse itself. Perhaps when dark energy finishes pulling everything apart, the force might change its nature, beginning to pull things back together again. The scattered particles might be drawn into new configurations, forming structures we cannot imagine with our current understanding. Or maybe the Big Rip would create conditions for something beyond our ability to conceive. Just as the microscopic seeds in winter soil hold the mystery of next spring's flowers, the isolated particles in an infinitely expanded universe might hold secrets about forms of existence we cannot yet imagine. The remarkable thing is that all these possibilities depend on what dark energy chooses to do. If it remains constant, the universe will expand forever but gently, allowing new stars to form for trillions of years. If it weakens, cosmic expansion might slow or even reverse. But if it strengthens, the great unraveling becomes inevitable. As you rest in your bed tonight, dark energy flows around you as gently as ever. It poses no threat to your sleep, your dreams, or your tomorrows. The forces that hold your body together, that keep Earth in orbit around the Sun, that bind the atoms in your breath, are all far stronger than dark energy's current gentle push. But in the cosmic deep time that stretches ahead, this gentle force might grow into something that reshapes reality itself, preparing space for transformations that could give birth to wonders beyond anything our current universe has ever known. Picture a dandelion seed drifting on an autumn breeze. So light and delicate that the gentlest breath of air can carry it far from where it began. It floats through the sky, invisible to most eyes, carrying within its tiny form the blueprint for an entire plant. When it finally settles into fertile soil, that microscopic seed holds the power to transform bare earth into golden flowers. Now imagine seeds even smaller and more mysterious than that. Seeds made not of plant matter, but of pure possibility. Seeds that exist in the quantum realm, smaller than atoms, smaller than the smallest particles science has ever discovered. These are the seeds from which entire universes might grow. Right now, as you rest in the peaceful darkness of your room, such seeds are being planted all around you. They appear in the quantum foam that bubbles beneath reality's surface. They emerge from the fluctuations in space-time that happen constantly, everywhere, at scales so tiny that they exist below the threshold of everything you can directly experience. Most of these quantum seeds disappear as quickly as they appear. They are like soap bubbles that form and pop in an instant, leaving no trace behind. But some scientists believe that under special conditions, a few of these cosmic seeds might take root and grow into something magnificent beyond imagination. Dark energy might provide exactly the conditions these seeds need to flourish. As the mysterious force continues to push space apart faster and faster, it creates an environment where quantum fluctuations might become amplified rather than smoothed away. Think of dark energy as cosmic gardener, preparing the soil of space itself for new growth. Just as a gardener tills the earth, breaking up hard ground to make room for seeds to sprout, dark energy might be loosening the fabric of reality, making it ready for transformation. In the far future, when dark energy has stretched space so thin that galaxies drift alone in the cosmic dark, conditions might become perfect for cosmic planting. The vast emptiness between separated star systems would become fertile ground where quantum seeds could take root and begin their extraordinary growth. These seeds would not grow into plants or trees, but into pocket universes. Tiny regions of space-time that inflate rapidly, just as our own universe did during the first moments after the Big Bang. Each seed would become the birthplace of an entirely new cosmos, complete with its own space, its own time, and its own potential for stars, planets, and perhaps even life. Imagine blowing on a dandelion and watching not just one seed float away, but thousands of them. Each seed drifts toward a different patch of ground, where it might grow into its own unique garden. This is how new universes might be born from the quantum seeds that dark energy helps to plant and nurture. The beautiful thing about this process is that each new universe could be different from our own. The laws of physics that govern how particles behave, how forces work, how space and time interact, might vary from one cosmic garden to another. Some universes might have stronger gravity, others weaker. Some might have different kinds of particles entirely. In one newborn universe, stars might burn blue-green instead of yellow-white. In another, planets might form from entirely different materials, creating worlds we could never imagine. A third universe might develop forms of matter that exist in 11 dimensions instead of our familiar 3 dimensions of space and 1 of time. Each universe would be a unique experiment in reality, exploring different ways that existence could organize itself. Like a cosmic laboratory where nature tests endless variations on the theme of being, these pocket universes would represent the ultimate creativity of the cosmos. But here is the most remarkable possibility of all. Some of these new universes might themselves develop dark energy. As they grow and evolve, they might reach their own moments of cosmic acceleration, planting their own quantum seeds for future generations of universes. The process could continue infinitely, creating an endless family tree of interconnected realities. You could imagine this as a cosmic forest, where each universe is like a great tree. From time to time, a tree releases its seeds on the wind of dark energy. Some of these seeds take root in distant regions of the multiverse, growing into new trees that eventually produce their own seeds. The forest grows ever larger and more diverse, filled with varieties of existence that no single universe could contain. In this infinite forest of realities, our universe would be just one tree among countless others. The earth beneath your sleeping body would be a tiny leaf on one branch of this cosmic tree. Yet that leaf would be connected through invisible roots to an entire ecosystem of universes, each one contributing its own unique patterns to the endless tapestry of existence. The quantum seeds that might give birth to these new universes are being planted right now, in the space around your bed, in the air between your fingers, in the tiny gaps between the atoms of your body. Most will never grow beyond microscopic fluctuations. But some, nurtured by dark energy's patient cultivation, might someday blossom into entire worlds. Perhaps the dreams that flow through your sleeping mind tonight are connected to this cosmic seeding process. Maybe the quantum fluctuations in your brain, those tiny electrical patterns that create your thoughts and visions, are somehow entangled with the fluctuations that might birth new universes. Your dreams and the dreams of the cosmos might be part of the same vast process of creation and imagination. The stories that unfold in your sleep might echo the stories that will someday unfold in distant pocket universes, each one exploring different possibilities for how consciousness and reality can dance together. As you rest in the gentle darkness, surrounded by the invisible gardening work of dark energy, you are present at the planting season of infinity itself. The seeds are being scattered now, in quantum soil prepared by the acceleration of space, waiting for the right cosmic springtime to reveal what wonders they might grow into. And perhaps, in the deep cycles of creation that span unimaginable eons, even our own universe is itself a seed that sprouted long ago from some parent cosmos, suggesting that birth and rebirth might be the eternal rhythm that underlies all of existence. Feel your breath as you lie peacefully in the darkness. In and out, expanding and contracting in the most natural rhythm you know. Your chest rises as air fills your lungs, creating space where none existed before. Then your chest falls as that same space contracts, preparing for the next breath to begin. Each breath is both an ending and a beginning. The exhale releases what came before. The inhale welcomes what comes next. Neither could exist without the other. Together, they create the rhythm that sustains your life. Now imagine the entire universe breathing in this same gentle way. But instead of taking seconds like your lungs, each cosmic breath takes trillions of years to complete. And instead of moving air, the universe breathes space itself, expanding and contracting the very fabric of reality. Right now, the universe is in the middle of a great inhale. Space grows larger with each moment, carrying galaxies farther apart on the expanding breath of dark energy. This inhale has been going on for nearly 14 billion years, ever since the Big Bang first filled the cosmos with the possibility of existence. But what if this cosmic inhale does not continue forever? What if the universe, like your own breathing body, must eventually exhale? Some scientists believe that dark energy might not always behave as it does today. Just as your breath naturally reaches a point where it must reverse direction, the force that drives cosmic expansion might someday change its nature. The gentle push that currently separates galaxies could transform into an equally gentle pull that draws them back together. This possibility offers a different vision of the far future than the endless expansion we explored before. Instead of space stretching until everything falls apart, the universe might reach a maximum size and then begin to contract. The big rip could become the big bounce, as space itself reverses course and begins flowing backward through cosmic time. Picture a rubber band being stretched slowly, gradually, until it reaches its limit. At that moment of maximum extension, the rubber band naturally springs back, contracting just as smoothly as it expanded. The universe might behave similarly, reaching a point where dark energy transforms from a force of expansion into a force of contraction. This cosmic exhale would unfold as gradually as the current inhale. Galaxies that are now drifting apart would begin to drift back together. The night sky, which grows darker as distant galaxies disappear beyond our horizon, would gradually brighten as those same galaxies return to view. Over billions of years, galaxy clusters would merge back together. The local group, containing our Milky Way and nearby galaxies, would reconnect with the Virgo cluster and beyond. The cosmic web of galaxy filaments, now stretching and thinning, would grow denser and more connected. As space continues contracting, individual galaxies would begin to merge more frequently. The Andromeda galaxy, which might never reach us in an eternally expanding universe, would not only arrive but bring with it countless other stellar neighborhoods from across the contracting cosmos. Eventually, all the galaxies would blend into one magnificent supergalaxy, containing every star that ever shone in the cosmic dark. This ultimate galaxy would itself begin to compress as space continues its inward journey. Stars would be packed closer and closer together, their light growing brighter and more intense. But the cosmic exhale would not stop there. Just as a deep breath pushes air from your lungs until they are empty, the universe's contraction might continue until space itself approaches the incredibly small, incredibly dense state from which it originally emerged. This is the moment scientists call the Big Crunch. all the matter and energy in the universe would be compressed into a region smaller than a single atom. Space and time would curve so extremely that they begin to approach the same mysterious condition that existed before the Big Bang. Yet this apparent ending might actually be another beginning. Just as your empty lungs naturally prepare for the next inhale, the universe at maximum contraction might naturally prepare for the next expansion. The Big Crunch could immediately become a new Big Bang, launching space into another cycle of growth and evolution. In this eternal breathing model, our universe would be just one breath in an infinite series of cosmic respirations. Each cycle would last perhaps 100 billion years or more. Each would begin with rapid expansion, settle into steady growth, reach maximum size, then contract back to a point of new beginning. But each breath might be slightly different from the ones before. Just as no two of your own breaths are exactly identical, each cosmic cycle might explore different possibilities for how matter, energy, space, and time interact. The laws of physics themselves might vary slightly from one universe breath to the next. In one cycle, gravity might be a little stronger, causing stars to form more quickly and burn more brightly. In another, the forces that hold atoms together might be different, creating entirely new types of matter. Each cosmic breath would be a unique experiment in existence. Dark energy would play a different role in this breathing universe. Instead of being a constant force driving eternal expansion, it would be the cosmic lung muscle that controls the rhythm of universal respiration. Sometimes pushing space apart during the inhale phase, sometimes pulling it together during the exhale phase. The remarkable thing about this model is that it suggests creation never stops. Even when one universe appears to end in the Big Crunch, that ending immediately becomes the Big Bang of the next cycle. Death becomes birth. Contraction becomes expansion. Every ending contains the seed of a new beginning. Perhaps the most beautiful aspect of the breathing universe is that it makes every moment precious while also making every moment part of an eternal pattern. The stars you see tonight have shone in previous cosmic cycles and will shine again in future ones. The atoms in your body have been compressed and expanded through countless universal breaths. You are not just witnessing one universe, but participating in an endless dance of creation and renewal. Your own breathing tonight echoes the cosmic rhythm that has been going on forever and will continue forever, connecting your small, personal existence to the largest possible story. The air that fills your lungs now might have been part of distant stars in previous cosmic cycles. The space around your sleeping body might have been compressed to unimaginable densities in ancient Big Crunches, then expanded to cosmic proportions in the Big Bangs that followed. As you breathe peacefully in the darkness, you mirror the universe's own breathing. Your inhale echoes the cosmic expansion driven by dark energy. Your exhale hints at the possible contraction that might someday reverse the growth of space itself. In and out, expansion and contraction, birth and death and rebirth. The rhythm continues, connecting your dreams to the grandest dreams of the cosmos itself. And perhaps, as the universe breathes its way through eternal cycles of renewal, each cosmic breath carries forward not just matter and energy, but the accumulated wisdom of every cycle that came before, weaving memory and possibility into patterns that transcend any single cosmic lifetime. In the quiet depths of your sleep, dreams come and go like gentle waves. Images appear in your mind, play out their stories, then dissolve back into the peaceful darkness from which they emerged. Sometimes you remember these dreams. Sometimes they slip away like mist at dawn. But whether remembered or forgotten, each dream was real while it lasted. Now imagine that the entire universe dreams in a similar way. But instead of dreaming for hours like you do, the cosmos dreams in cycles that span hundreds of billions of years. And instead of dreaming in images and stories, the universe dreams in galaxies and stars, planets and life, space and time themselves. This cosmic dreaming might happen in realms that exist beyond the 3 dimensions of space you know. Just as your dreams can contain places that never existed and events that follow no earthly logic, the universe's dreams might unfold in dimensions that ordinary matter and energy never touch. Scientists call these higher dimensions, and they may be as real as the length, width, and height of your bedroom. But while you can move freely through the dimensions you know, these extra dimensions might be curled up so tightly that they remain invisible to everything except the most fundamental forces of nature. Think of a garden hose lying in grass at a distance. From far away, the hose looks like a simple line, a one-dimensional object. But move closer, and you discover that the line actually has width and depth. It exists in 3 dimensions, not just one. The extra dimensions were always there, just too small to notice from afar. The fabric of space-time might be similar. What appears to be simple 3-dimensional space from your perspective might actually have additional dimensions curled up at every point. These hidden dimensions could be the stage where the universe's deepest dreams unfold. Dark energy might be a signal from these hidden realms, a whisper from dimensions where space and time behave according to different rules. The mysterious force that pushes our universe apart could be the echo of vast processes happening in spaces we cannot directly perceive. In these higher dimensions, the concept of eternal return takes on new meaning. Events that seem to end forever in our 3-dimensional view might continue in dimensions beyond our sight. The Big Bang that created our universe might be just one note in a symphony being played across multiple dimensions simultaneously. Picture a sphere floating above a flat surface. A 2-dimensional being living on that surface would see only a circle where the sphere touches their world. They might watch the circle grow larger and smaller as the sphere moves up and down, never understanding that they are seeing just a slice of a much larger, 3-dimensional object. We might be like those 2-dimensional beings, watching dark energy change the shape of our universe while remaining unaware of the vast multidimensional structure of which our cosmos is just a small part. The expansion and possible contraction of space might be shadows cast by movements in higher dimensions. In this view, every moment of cosmic history exists simultaneously in the higher dimensional space that contains our universe. Your birth and your death, the formation of the first stars and the last, the Big Bang and whatever ending awaits us, all exist at once in the eternal now of higher dimensions. But this eternal existence is not static like a photograph. It is alive with possibility. Quantum mechanics suggests that reality is not fixed but exists in a state of constant becoming. Every moment, every particle, every thought creates branching paths of possibility that spread like rivers dividing in a vast delta. In the quantum realm, the future does not unfold in just one way. Instead, all possible futures exist simultaneously in what scientists call a superposition of states. The act of observation, of consciousness focusing on one possibility, causes the quantum wave of potential to collapse into a single reality. This means that every choice you make, every random event that occurs, every particle that decides which way to spin, creates new branches in the tree of possibility. The universe constantly splits into countless versions of itself, each one exploring different paths through the landscape of what could be. Dark energy might be the force that maintains the space between these quantum branches, keeping the infinite versions of reality from collapsing back into each other. Like a cosmic librarian organizing an infinite collection of possible books, dark energy might ensure that every story gets its own space to unfold. In some versions of reality, dark energy grows stronger and tears apart the fabric of space in a big rip. In others, it transforms into an attractive force that pulls everything together in a big crunch. In still others, it settles into a steady state that allows the universe to expand gently forever. But all these possibilities might be equally real, existing simultaneously in the quantum foam that underlies reality. Your consciousness, surfing along one particular branch of possibility, experiences just one version of cosmic evolution. Yet every other version unfolds in parallel dimensions of the quantum realm. This suggests a form of immortality that is both humble and magnificent. While your individual consciousness follows one path through the branching possibilities, other versions of you explore every other path. In the vast quantum library of reality, every possible version of your life, every choice you could make, every dream you could dream, exists somewhere. The universe you inhabit tonight is just one chapter in an infinite book of realities. Every page of that book is being written simultaneously in the quantum realm, where dark energy provides the invisible ink that keeps the stories from blending together. As you sleep, your brain creates patterns of electrical activity that might be connected to the quantum processes happening throughout the cosmos. The thoughts that flow through your dreams might be part of the same fundamental creativity that generates new universes in higher dimensions. Perhaps consciousness itself is a force similar to dark energy, creating space between possibilities, allowing infinite versions of reality to coexist without interfering with each other. Your awareness, like dark energy, might be a fundamental feature of existence rather than something that emerges from complex arrangements of matter. In the quantum realm where all possibilities exist simultaneously, every ending is also a beginning. Every moment of apparent loss opens into countless moments of potential discovery. Every dream that fades in your sleeping mind might bloom into a new universe in dimensions beyond your direct experience. Tonight, as dark energy continues its patient work of expanding space and time, it weaves together past and future, possibility and reality, consciousness and cosmos into patterns that transcend any single dimension of existence. And perhaps, in the deepest mystery of all, the dark energy that shapes the universe's destiny is not separate from the awareness that contemplates it, but part of the same eternal process by which existence dreams itself into being. Close your eyes and notice the gentle space between your thoughts. In that quiet pause between one idea and the next, something peaceful exists. Not emptiness, but a kind of aware stillness. A presence that watches your thoughts arise and pass away like clouds drifting across a summer sky. This space between thoughts feels familiar, doesn't it? It has been with you since childhood, though you may not have noticed it until now. It is the background against which all your experiences unfold. The canvas on which your dreams paint themselves each night. What if the universe has a similar space between its thoughts? What if the vast emptiness between galaxies, filled with dark energy, is actually the cosmic equivalent of that aware stillness you know so well? Perhaps the universe is dreaming. Not sleeping in the way you sleep, but existing in a state of vast, creative consciousness that spans billions of years and encompasses every particle of matter, every wave of light, every possibility that has ever existed or ever could exist. In this cosmic dream, galaxies are like the images that flow through your sleeping mind. They appear, evolve, interact with each other, then slowly fade as the universe's attention turns to new patterns, new possibilities. What you call the history of the cosmos might be just one night's dreaming in the mind of existence itself. Dark energy would be the dreaming force, the creative consciousness that shapes how this cosmic dream unfolds. Like the awareness in your own mind that can shift a dream from one scene to another, dark energy gently guides the evolution of space and time, matter and energy, bringing new possibilities into being. Think about how your dreams work. In sleep, your mind creates entire worlds that feel completely real while you are experiencing them. You meet people, visit places, participate in events that exist only in the dreaming state. Yet while the dream lasts, it is your reality. The universe might dream in a similar way, but on scales of time and space that make your longest dream seem like a single heartbeat. Our entire cosmic history, from the Big Bang to whatever ending awaits, might unfold in just one moment of universal dreaming. This would explain why the universe seems so precisely balanced for the existence of stars, planets, and life. Just as your dreams naturally create scenarios where you can exist and have experiences, the universe's dream naturally creates conditions where consciousness can emerge and explore its own nature. The fine-tuning of physical constants, the exact strength of forces, the perfect ratio between matter and energy needed for cosmic evolution, all of this might be the universe adjusting its dream to allow awareness to arise within it. Like a dreamer who wants to experience adventure and automatically creates a dream landscape suitable for adventure. But here is the most remarkable possibility. If the universe is dreaming, then consciousness is not something that accidentally emerged from lifeless matter. Instead, consciousness is the fundamental reality from which matter, energy, space, and time emerge as dream images. This means that your awareness, reading these words right now, is not separate from the cosmic consciousness that dreams the universe into being. You are aware that the universe experiences itself from the inside. Your thoughts and feelings are currents in the vast ocean of cosmic dreaming. The space between your thoughts is the same space that exists between galaxies. The dark energy that fills cosmic emptiness is the same awareness that exists in the silence of your mind. You and the cosmos share the same fundamental consciousness, expressing itself at different scales. This connection explains why you can understand the universe at all. How could a small collection of atoms and molecules comprehend cosmic processes billions of times larger than itself? The answer might be that there is no separation between the consciousness that tries to understand and the consciousness that creates what needs to be understood. When you look up at the night sky, you are not a tiny being gazing at a vast, alien cosmos. You are the universe looking at itself, cosmic consciousness becoming aware of its own dream creations. The wonder you feel at the beauty of stars is the universe's own wonder at its creative capacity. Dark energy, flowing through the space around your sleeping body, might be carrying information about the cosmic dream. Every cubic inch of seemingly empty space could be alive with the thoughts and intentions of universal consciousness, subtly guiding the evolution of matter and energy toward greater complexity and awareness. This would mean that the acceleration of cosmic expansion is not a random physical process, but a purposeful act of cosmic dreaming. Dark energy might be expanding space to create more room for consciousness to explore new possibilities, new ways of experiencing existence. Perhaps the universe is approaching a moment of cosmic awakening. Just as you sometimes become aware that you are dreaming while still remaining in the dream, the cosmos might be becoming conscious of its own dreaming process. The emergence of beings like you, who can contemplate the nature of reality itself, might be signs of this cosmic lucid dreaming. In a lucid dream, you can consciously participate in shaping the dream. You can fly, transform objects, visit impossible places, explore realms that transcend the normal rules of physics. If the universe is becoming lucid in its dreaming, then consciousness might gain the ability to directly influence physical reality in ways that seem magical from our current perspective. The quantum realm, where observation affects reality and possibilities exist in superposition until consciousness collapses them into specific outcomes, might be glimpses of this cosmic lucidity. The strange behavior of quantum particles could be the universe experimenting with conscious control over its own dream creation. Dark energy might be the force that maintains the balance between cosmic dreaming and cosmic awakening. Too much dreaming, and consciousness becomes lost in its own creations, forgetting its true nature. Too much awakening, and the rich diversity of experience collapses into undifferentiated awareness. But at just the right balance, consciousness can dream entire universes while remaining aware of itself as the dreamer. It can explore every possible story, experience every potential reality, yet never lose sight of the creative awareness that makes all stories and realities possible. As you drift toward sleep tonight, you join in this cosmic dreaming process. Your personal dreams become part of the universe's vast exploration of possibility. The images that flow through your sleeping mind contribute to the cosmic imagination that continuously creates new worlds, new forms of beauty, new expressions of consciousness. In the morning, you will wake from your individual dreams, but the universe's dreaming continues. Dark energy flows on through space and time, carrying the cosmic imagination toward whatever new realities wait to be born from the infinite creativity of existence itself. Perhaps tomorrow night, as you close your eyes again, you will remember that your dreams and the cosmos dreams are part of the same magnificent process, and in that remembering, you will touch the eternal mystery of consciousness dreaming itself awake.